Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be featuring tips for replacing the air intake temperature sensor on this 2023 Ford Explorer with the 2.3 liter engine. If you find value in this content, please like, subscribe, and comment. Now let's get started. The air intake temperature sensor is located in the center of the screen at the tip of my pointer. Some of the symptoms associated with a faulty sensor include hard starts, reduced engine power, increased fuel consumption, check engine light, and the ever-present trouble codes P0112 and P0113. So you might ask, what does this sensor do? Well, this sensor measures the air temperature entering the engine. On hot days, when the air is a little bit thinner, this sensor allows the engine to adjust the fuel mixture to bring in more air. And on cold days, when the air is a little more denser, this sensor allows the engine to adjust the mixture to bring in less air. Supplies needed for this task, it's very minimal. There's no tools involved at all. Only thing you need is your good strong hands, and you would need a new sensor if you found that your sensor was faulty. So let's go ahead with the removal and replacement of the sensor. There's one or two ways to do it. You could rotate the sensor and then pull it out like that. Or you could press down on the electrical connector right there and pull the electrical connector out. And I recommend that you do the latter because you never want to twist the wires. Now you can go ahead, turn that sensor, looks like about 15-20 degrees, and then you pull it out, and there you have it. And so if you look, this sensor is in very good condition. What you should not have is any sort of dirt or buildup on this sensor, because if you do, you're going to have problems with it. Notice that the O-ring is firm but not brittle. It's still pliable. And this thing is very clean. One thing I want to note is that before checking or replacing this sensor, you would always check the condition of your air filter first, because it could be that your air filter is so dirty that this sensor cannot properly detect the air flowing through the intake. So you'll want to do that. Additionally, if you have the type of filter that you can clean and replace, say you would clean it and then place a light coat of oil on the filter and replace it back in the vehicle, those are pretty popular these days. You want to make sure that there's not too much oil on that air filter, because if you have too much oil, it's going to get sucked past the filter and onto this sensor. And if that happens, this sensor is not going to read properly. If you open this up and this is full of oil, it's going to be a pretty obvious condition. What I would do is clean this off, would not brush or make any type of contact with that sensor other than with spray. Clean it off really good, let it air dry maybe 10 minutes. If you're using an oily air filter, you're gonna have to clean out this whole housing, okay? And then put a very light coat of oil on that filter before reinstalling the filter. After you do that, then you could go ahead and reinstall this sensor that's already been cleaned. So let's go ahead and reinstall this sensor at this time. And you notice there's a little tab here, and the final position is going to be like that. So what you'll do, you see that's the final position, and so you're going to have to rotate it around and push, and you'll see that it doesn't want to go in. So you're going to have to find where that tab will slide in. I'm putting pretty good pressure here. There you go. See, I'm pulling it out, and you see the location of the tab, which is probably at the 1 o'clock position. Okay, now you can push it all the way in. You see it kind of sunk in there. Then you're going to rotate it to where that tab is now at the 3 o'clock position. Okay, so you pull on it a little bit. Now that's very secure. So let's go ahead and work on this electrical connector now. So if you look down in there, you can see there's a rubber gasket. It's pretty small, but it's not deformed in any way, so I'm not concerned about it. So let's go ahead and slide this connector on and listen for the click. There you have it. And there you go. We've just completed the removal and replacement of the air intake temperature sensor on this 2023 Ford Explorer with the 2.3 liter engine. I hope you found my tips to be helpful. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, drive defensively.